Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 412th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. As you can see, I'm fighting this on my favourite map, the Germanic Forest map, where you've got big open plains if you want to fight big open plains battles there. Or if you want to bring barbarian troops for the woods bonus, or if you want to spring some nasty ambushes from those woods. So you've got a bit of both here. You've got quite a lot of what you want here on this map. That's why it's one of my favourites. Okay, and our first teammate is Brotherhood member Trajan, who's got 15 spear units and 5 archers. Okay, so Trajan's bought the Greek cities faction with 15 spearmen and 5 archers. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member STEVELONGSHANKS. As you know, Steve has been persevering with Greek cities for the last few months and has become excellent with them. Really good player with Greek cities now. And he's got 12 Spartan units and 5 cavalry. Okay, 5 archers. So he's got 12 Spartan units and 5 archers. As I say, he's become really good with Greek cities. He's been really persevering with them. He's tried different formations and armies, and as I say, he's become very excellent with them now. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member MYSTIQUE, and has unusually bought 18 infantry and just 2 cavalry. Okay, 18 infantry and 2 cavalry. So it's a very infantry loaded kind of army there. And will that 18 infantry make up for only 2 cavalry? Well, I guess we're only going to have to see as the battle continues. Our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought the Julio faction, has got his old army of 12 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so there's our team there. Unusual to have 2 Greek cities and 2 Romes in the same team. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member MADKING, who's bought the Carthage faction, and he has got 20 Sacred Band spearmen. Okay, 20 Sacred Band. No cavalry, no slingers, just 20 Sacred Band spearmen. So that is a lot of spear power there. It'll be interesting to see how well he uses that army during the course of the battle. Okay, their next teammate is Brotherhood member BARC, who I believe has got 11 infantry and 5 archers. Okay. And now I'd just like to draw your attention to his 5 archers. This is interesting here. You can see that he has fully upgraded his archers. 9 upgrades, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Now that's a lot of upgrades to put on already elite archers there. So that makes those archers kind of super elite, fully upgraded auxiliary archers. Also, I'd like to draw your attention to his infantry. See, he's got 7 upgrades on his infantry, an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his rear units there. Plus, he's got an eagle unit. Can you see? Plus, he's got an eagle unit. Plus, he's got an infantry general. So there's a heck of a lot of morale going on in BARC's army there. Plus, those units with an experience stripe. So yes, he's only got 11 infantry there, but well upgraded. Plus he's got 4 cavalry units. So that's an interesting army build there, and it will be interesting to see how well it does during the course of the battle. Okay, their next teammate is Core Clan leader FIRSTPRIME. Now, a lot of veterans will know the Core Clan. When they first started in the early days of Rome Total War, they were a CWB clan. In those days, CWB played for 12,500 denarii, and a couple of years later, that was put up to 15,000 denarii. So FIRSTPRIME was the leader of the Core Clan, and they were a CWB clan, but then they changed to a 31K clan. In all fairness, they haven't played RTW regularly for maybe 6 or 7 years, but veterans will remember the Core Clan, really elite clan. And as I say, it's one of the senior clans on Rome Total War, so it's nice to see the leader of the Core Clan, FIRSTPRIME, back on RTW. He hasn't played for a long time now, so he might be a little bit rusty, but in his day, he's one of the best players on Rome Total War, as was most of the clan members of the Core Clan. So, as I say, veterans, you remember the Core Clan very well, I'm sure, and you remember FIRSTPRIME, the leader. You might remember his second in command, Danny, as well. Danny was also a great player, and the two of them playing together was great to watch. Okay, so there's FIRSTPRIME, and he's bought 20 Carthage Sacred Band units, no cavalry, no slingers. And their 4th teammate is a Brotherhood member AURELIUS, who has bought the Rome SBQR faction there. As you can see, he's hiding in the woods there with his army. So there's the other team. A lot of spear power there. 40 units of Carthage Sacred Band. Should be a great one for you to watch. At this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at how Trajan guards his Cretan archers. Can you see he puts 3 of his Spartan units there to guard his archers there for any cavalry attack that might come around the flank there. Okay, having those 3 Spartan units there would actually try and defend his archers against any sneak cavalry attack. Plus I've got my cavalry there to defend them as well. But I just thought that was an interesting formation to look at there, how he protects his archers. And there's our setup there. As you can see, we set up, I think, quite defensively at the moment with our 2 Greek cities in the centre and our 2 Romes on the flanks there. If you look at the enemy team, you'll see that you've got the Carthage Sacred Band units. Remember, there's 40 Sacred Band units there, 40 to come at us there, and you've got the Brutii and SBQR teams as well. Probably my guess is that the 2 Carthage armies will link up and try a sledgehammer smashing blow straight through the centre of our line there. Okay, that'll be interesting to see. I think this could be an attritional grinding battle to watch. Okay, over on this stage of the battle here, over on our right flank, you can see that BARC has put his fully upgraded archers there on our right flank shooting at our troops. So can you see Mist has taken a unit over there to chase them off? Mist is actually throwing pilers into those archers there. Okay, now remember that that's BARC's archers, fully upgraded archers there. And if you notice, Mist is trying to chase them off there with that 1 unit. Okay, just like to draw your attention here to BARC moving his cavalry very, very slowly, hoping not to be seen. Let's just pause the game for a second there. Do you know, because he's walking them, hoping really not to be seen so that he can get his cavalry in behind us. Okay, nice tactical cavalry move there by BARC. If he gets his cavalry round about there, keeps them away from my cavalry, when he's ready, if when we engage those Carthage Sacred Band, he could smash into the rear of our units there with that cavalry. So that's a nice tactical kind of crafty little move there that he's going to do with his cavalry. As I say, walking there, hopefully we might not notice. Because you know when something moves fast, like running, you kind of notice it out the corner of your eye. But moving slowly, we might not see it. So it's a nice tactical cavalry move there. But as I say, can you see that the enemy Carthage Sacred Band, those 40 units have linked up? Now, as I say, they could try a smashing sledgehammer blow straight through the centre of our Greek cities units there. Okay, as I say, this could be an attritional grinding down battle here. I think when those spears start getting interlocked. Okay, so that's what I think the enemy may well do. They've linked up those 2 Carthage Sacred Band units. So as I say, 40 of them coming through at us there. Over here on the right flank, you can see, as I say, BARC's archers are targeting Mystique's infantry there by the looks of it. Remember, those archers are fully upgraded. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So there's the actual overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. But as I say, I'm pretty sure those Carthage Sacred Band combined armies there will try a sledgehammer blow straight through the centre of our line. And as I said earlier, a grinding attritional battle could well happen there. It should be a great one for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, you can see that Mystique has put some units forward there, and Mystique's thrown units have thrown pilers into both Brutii and Carthage Sacred Band units there. Okay, a lot of pilers being thrown into the enemy units there by Mystique. Remember, Mystique's got 18 infantry units there over on that right flank. But as I say here, you can see the Carthage Sacred Band, 2 armies there, like kind of linking up. And you can see here that from what I can see, it looks like they're, as I say, going to try a sledgehammer blow straight through the centre of our line. Right, if you notice here, can you see I've spotted the enemy Brutii cavalry and have turned my cavalry to face the threat there. Okay, so if that Brutii cavalry looks to charge into any of our engaged troops there, hopefully I'll be able to counter with my own cavalry there. Okay, so there's a general overview at the moment. Here, as I say, you can see those 40 Sacred Band units. I know I keep saying 40, but that is a heck of a lot of spear power there that could force its way through our centre if they really combine. You can see AURELIUS here with his SBQR army looking to do a right flanking action here. It wouldn't surprise me if I move my army back to try and counter his movement there. But as you can see, that SBQR cavalry is coming over as well. Yep, can you see I'm moving my army back and round a little bit there to try and counter his movement. But also I can see another tactic here that the enemy might be looking at, and that is to try and isolate my cavalry, outnumber them and hit them. Veterans watching this, I should imagine you can probably see what I'm thinking here could well be what the enemy want to do. Okay, so if this SBQR cavalry comes up to our flank, okay, somewhere over by those trees, puts those cavalry there, okay, 6 units of SBQR cavalry, and then those Brutii cavalry attack my cavalry head on, Okay, and just while I'm engaging those Brutii cavalry, those SBQR cavalry that would be by the trees are smashing to the flank of my cavalry. So I would be fighting, 10 cavalry against my 6. So that could be a tactic that the enemy could be trying to do there. We'll just keep an eye on that. But hopefully I'll be aware of what they're trying to do. And if you notice here, can you see I'm moving my cavalry slowly back towards my infantry. Now remember what we've talked about in other battle videos. If your cavalry is outnumbered by the enemy cavalry, keep your cavalry close to your infantry for infantry support. Okay, as I say, those 6 cavalry units could move over to my flank at any time, and those Brutii cavalry could try hitting me, but I am now close to my infantry for infantry support. Okay, as a tactic, newer players to Rome Total War, you're outnumbered by enemy cavalry, keep your cavalry near to your own infantry. Right, can you see over here on our right flank, I think it's Trajan there, taking some units forward there to chase off those fully upgraded Brutii archers that were being a nuisance there on our left flank. Okay, so he's got 3 Spartan units there. As I say, he's chased off those fully upgraded archers there. So well done to Trajan, but those 3 units could be a little bit isolated. Depends on what the enemy wants to do about those 3 units there. Okay, so there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. You see here, Mystique has put some units in Testudo in front of the Greek city's allies. Now, veterans will know why he's done that, but newer players might wonder why he's done it. Well, of course, Testudo is the classic defense of Rome against spear or pike attack. It slows down the spears and pikes and breaks up their formation. So that's why Mystique has put those units in Testudo in front of our Greek city's ally to break up and disrupt and slow down enemy spear attacks there against our allies. So that's a nice team player move there by Mystique, putting those units in Testudo in front of our allies. Meanwhile here, can you see that SBQR cavalry, as we thought, has moved over there ready to strike my cavalry along with that Brutii cavalry. But if you notice that Trajan's brought a couple of Greek city units over there to help defend against any cavalry attack as well. Nice teamwork there by Trajan. So it'll be interesting to see if the enemy cavalry does try and attack and make the most of their numbers. So as I say, there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. Okay, at this stage of the battle, can you see Mad King has taken his entire Carthage army there over to our right flank to chase off those 3 Spartan units that Trajan moved there to chase away those Brutii fully upgraded archers. Okay, so now you can see Trajan moving forward with his Spartans towards the enemy Brutii troops. Now he would really like to engage those Roman troops, but probably not too keen on engaging 20 or 40 units of Sacred Band, but he would like to engage those units, those Brutii units there. Right, can you see at the rear here, you can see the SBQR cavalry and the Brutii cavalry. There are 10 units of enemy cavalry behind us. Always bad news to see that many cavalry in behind your team there. As you can see, I've got my 5 cavalry there ready to neutralise any attack they might throw in, if I can. But I say, over on our right flank there, you can see that Mad King's Sacred Band army, their complete army, is over there on our right flank. Now, whether he will attack our Scipii ally there or come in on the flank of Trajan now, we'll just have to wait and see. If you notice here, my Greek city ally Steve's moving forward, and if you notice, I've moved my Julia army forward there to try and cover his flank from any attack from the enemy SBQR infantry. Okay, so I think it's the battle's going to finally kick off, I would think, here. Probably in the centre is what I'm thinking. As I say, you can see Mad King moving his Carthage Sacred Band army over here. As I say, he may well go into the flank of Trajan there, or he may well form up with his Brutii ally. We'll just have to wait and see. But see, I'm facing Aurelius. Trajan's got a couple of his Spartan units out the rear there, in stretched formation, if you like. As wide as they'll go, wide formation there to try and neutralise any cavalry attack. Right, can you see he moved his archers forward there to target the enemy cavalry, and now the enemy cavalry in normal formation, because they move faster than in wedge, are going to go after his archers there. If you notice, he's moved those 2 Spartan units forward to try and cover his archers. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Brutii general pulled his cavalry unit back, which is what he's going to do now. Okay, but remember, as he's pulling back, he's probably going to be targeted by those Cretan archers anyway. But meanwhile, while back over to the centre of the battle here, as you can see, there's a Brutii unit attacking Steve's Greek city units there. But as I say, I can't emphasise how much of a grinding attritional battle this is going to be. Once those 40 Carthage Sacred Band units start attacking our Greek cities unit, it's going to be really attritional, and it'll be interesting to see what happens there. because, as I say, those Sacred Band units do outnumber our Greek city's allies. And as we know, Carthage is a very, very powerful faction there, and those Sacred Band spearmen are a good match for Greek cities. So, as I say, we are outnumbered there, and if they really combine those spears, we could be in trouble. And as I say, they could look to punch a hole right through our centre with sheer number power, as well as the great attacking specifications of those Sacred Band spearmen. Okay, you can see there's already Sacred Band units engaging the forward units of Steve's Greek cities. You can see Trajan and Steve have teamed up here. They're linked up though. But as you can see, the Carthage Sacred Band units are starting to move forward, starting to take the battle to our Greek city allies. Can you see I'm throwing pilots into those advancing Carthage Sacred Band units? I've got my infantry there. It might have to support Steve, because as I say, sheer weight of number there could begin to tell against Steve's Greek city's units. Okay, as you can see, when all those numbers are deployed against the Greek cities, you can see the Greek cities almost becoming engulfed by Carthage Sacred Band troops. Okay, you can see I'm moving my Julii army closer to Steve so I can support him if needed. But as I say, there's a heck of a lot of Sacred Band units pushing in on Steve's army already. As I say, I'm throwing pilots into those Sacred Band units to try and help as much as I can. You can see the enemy behind us with their cavalry is starting to cause mischief. There, I can see a couple of our Scipii units, cavalry just moved in there to try and neutralise their attack here. But in the centre here, as I say, you can see what their tactics are here. And the tactics are here to just try and punch a hole straight through our centre with sheer weight of number. Right, you can see here I'm facing the SBQR army. The SBQ army is not doing so much at the moment. But here in our left centre, you can see the pressure is on Steve. See the sheer weight of numbers there pushing in on Steve's Spartans there. Plus over here you can see Mad King pushing in with his numbers onto Trajan's Spartans. But over here on our right flank you can see Mystique is doing a right flanking action here. It wouldn't surprise me if Mystique took that army round the right there. If Mystique can beat the enemy Brutii team in front, army in front of that army, then I think we could get in behind them, which would be obviously a great move for us. Okay, so there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. A lot of pressure on Steve's troops. I see one of Steve's Spartan troops is routed already. One of his units is routed already here. You can see my cavalry here has neutralised the enemy SBQR attack along with Trajan's Spartan units there. So you can see the enemy Brutii cavalry just sat there ready to engage when ready. Okay. But you can see nice support here by Trajan. He's got spear units out there supporting our flank there against cavalry attack. Right, can you see here Steve's under so much pressure, his units are starting to buckle. Can you see I've thrown a couple of my units over there to support Steve. Right, let's pause the game for a second. So as you can see here, the Carthage Sacred Band have nearly broken through here in our centre. Okay, can you see just a little bit more and they'll break through. So I've thrown over a couple of my Julii units. I'm going to send more over to help Steve because we're in danger of breaking at this point. We're in danger of having a hole punched through our line. Luckily the SBQR infantry hasn't engaged my forward units yet, but they could well do at any time. But I've got to send units over to try and shore up our left centre. As you can see, a Mad King's pushing in with his against Trajan's there. But as you can see over here on our right flank, Mystique is trying a right flanking action here, maybe trying to take a bit of pressure off our centre by really putting a lot of pressure on their flank there, making them send over more Carthage Sacred Band units to help, therefore taking pressure off of our centre. Nice move there by Mystique. But we are in a bit of trouble there, I think, on our left centre. Okay, as I say, I've sent over units. I'm throwing loads of pilots into those Carthage Sacred Band, but as you can see, they've nearly broken through. They've nearly punched a hole through Steve's Spartans there. As I say, this is a grinding, attritional battle here when you've got so many spear units, and they're just grinding us down. As you can see, I'm throwing more units in there to try and prop up our our left centre here. Steve is gradually being pushed back. And here you can see Mad King really pushing in on Trajan. But meanwhile, over on our right flank here, you can see, as I say, Mystique being very aggressive here, trying to take out the enemy Brutii infantry, trying to put pressure on this flank. so that the enemy have to send over Carthage reinforcements to support their flank, therefore weakening their centre, therefore taking pressure off of our Spartan allies. Right, can you see my cavalry? I'm charging through here. 6 fresh units are going to smash into the Brutii cavalry. Here they come, and bang, as they smash into the enemy troops. What an impact. 6 fresh cavalry, and bang, as they smash into those Brutii infantry. I was hoping to rout a lot of that Brutii infantry, but remember, we looked at that Brutii infantry earlier. Good upgrades, got an experienced stripe, got their infantry general, plus an eagle unit there, giving them good morale, which are going to keep them fighting longer. Okay, can you see we've broken through, my cavalry have broken through those enemy Brutii units there, with the help of Mystique's infantry. So we're doing well on that right flank, on the enemy's left flank and our right flank. We're doing well there to break through there. We're hoping to attract enemy Carthage Sacred Band units over there to take the pressure off of our centre. Okay, meanwhile here you can see this Carthage Sacred Band unit is probably going to come into the flank of Trajan's infantry there. There's a lot going on all over the battlefield, but here you can see the Carthage Sacred Band have almost succeeded in breaking through our centre. Sheer weight of number there. Okay, a lot of Steve's units have been routed, but I've got a lot of my units there fighting the Sacred Band, trying to plug the gap, trying to step into the breach there of where Steve's units have been routed. But I'm up against a lot of SBQR infantry as well. I've got a few units left that's facing them. But you can see that the cavalry is trying to get round our flank. Nice support here, just like to draw your attention, nice support here by Mystique and Trajan. That enemy cavalry wants to get in behind and smash into the rear of my engaged troops. Right, that's what the enemy cavalry would want to do. But as I say, Mystique and Trajan here protecting my flank against that cavalry, making them have to go round longer to get in behind us. Nice support there by Trajan and Mystique. Meanwhile, here in the centre, you can see it's a real, as I said, a grinding, attritional battle there. But over here on our right flank and the enemy left flank here, we're hoping to rout that enemy Brutii infantry, having to make the enemy bring Carthage Sacred Band units over to prop up this flank, therefore taking pressure off of our centre. Okay, that's the tactics there. Can you see I'm going back in with my cavalry? I'm after that Brutii general. If we could take out that Brutii general, obviously, here we are. We've taken out the Brutii general, lowering the morale. We've taken out the Eagle unit as well, lowering the morale of those Brutii troops. Hopefully, Mystique and myself here can break that Brutii infantry there on our flank and then start turning our infantry and cavalry onto the rear of the engaged enemy troops. Okay, you can see a lot of pressure there on our centre right. The enemy cavalry have got in behind us, but Mystique was shadowing that enemy cavalry with those 2 Scipio units. They're trying to neutralise, trying to equalise there, if you like, behind us, the enemy cavalry attack. But as you can see, we're vastly outnumbered by cavalry there in behind us, and this could be maybe the deciding factor, a pivotal moment here, because that cavalry is going to smash into the rear of my engaged troops. I'm pretty sure we've got SBQR infantry outflanking us, going to get in behind my engaged troops as well. So as you can see here, I would think the battle will be over pretty soon there, I would think, with the enemy in behind us. But I thought we did well there. But well done to the enemy team there. Nice tactics there. You can see that Carthage Sacred Band breaking through there. But as I say, Mystique and myself did well over on that right flank there. We've taken out most of the Brutii infantry that was there. So we've done well there. But I think, as I say, when the enemy cavalry charge into the back of my engaged troops, I think that'll probably be the end of the battle there. As I say, Mystique's putting a good fight up there with those 2 infantry units there, trying to neutralise the enemy cavalry. But I think it will only be a matter of time there before that enemy cavalry, as I say, they're going to take out that unit there, and then all that cavalry there, probably in wedge formation, will just smash straight into the back of my engaged troops there, rout my army there, and I would think that would probably be the decisive part of the battle, and we'll lose. You've got SBQR infantry, as I said, outflanking. It's going to get in behind us as well there. And you can see that my units there are fighting as hard as they can, trying to hold those Sacred Band up. Here you can see they've pushed through, basically pushed through. There's a couple of our units still left there, but very battle damage. Let's say over here on the right flank, we've done quite well. Mystique and myself in routing most of the Brutii troops. Okay, tactical attack question now, which I know a lot of you like. Can you see I've got extremely battle damaged cavalry here, but they can still be effective. Now, what should I do with this cavalry? Now, we know the enemy cavalry are in behind us. Should I take my cavalry on a wide berth round there? Okay, we're really wide around there and smash into that enemy cavalry. Try and neutralise that enemy cavalry there with what's left of my cavalry. Is that something that you would do? Or I could take my cavalry up there, take out those enemy archers. How about that? They've been shooting into us all the time, causing casualties and mayhem. Maybe come over here, smash into those archers, and then maybe after I finish those, crashing into the back of those SPQR troops, maybe targeting the SPQR general. Okay? So, if you were in charge of my cavalry, what do you think your action would do? Go around the back, neutralise the enemy cavalry, or go for those archers, and then maybe go for that SPQR general? What do you think you would do if you were in charge of my cavalry? Okay, it's extremely battle damaged, but maybe able to do enough. You've got Mystique's infantry now moving in, hopefully into the rear of those engaged enemy troops. So it'd be interesting to see what tactical decision I make. And there's that enemy cavalry ready to smash into the back of my infantry, and I think that would be the end of the game there. Okay, so you can see Mystique's 2 cavalry units going to the back of that spear unit, and bang, as they smash into the rear of that Sacred Band unit. Nice hit there. Right, can you see my Julioid cavalry? Can you see what I'm going to do with my Julioid cavalry? And can you see the enemy cavalry? Let's pause the game for a second. Okay, the Brutoid cavalry is going to smash into the back of my engaged troops, but can you see where I'm going for? I'm going for the rear of those Carthage Sacred Band units. I want to take out that Carthage general, but which one of us are going to be predominantly winning here? See that cavalry smashing into the back of my troops, and bang, as that smashes in. And you can see my Julioid cavalry going into the back of those Sacred Band, and bang, as they smash in there. Right, now which side's going to rout here? Okay, can you see I've turned my Julioid infantry to face that Brutoid cavalry, and my cavalry is smashed into the rear, routing a lot of those Sacred Band units. Okay, so pause the game there. Hammer and anvil attack with my cavalry and infantry into that rear of those Sacred Band units, and that Brutoid cavalry, I saw that coming in, and I turned my infantry to face that Brutoid cavalry, so I managed to neutralise that cavalry hit. But we have now routed most of those Carthage Sacred Band units that were engaged with us there. So that was a nice little move there by our team, I thought. As I say, we've got SPQR units here, a lot of them fresh, coming round our flank here, attacking our my Julioid units. But we've done well there in taking out those Carthage Sacred Band troops. As I say, if I say so myself, I thought that was a nice targeted cavalry hit there by my cavalry there. As I say, I was very pleased. I remember when I hit and routed those Carthage Sacred Band, how pleased I was at that time. Okay, now, the battle could have turned at this stage. Okay, as I said earlier, things weren't looking very good for our troops there. But let's see what happens now. We've routed most of that FIRSTPRIME's Sacred Band army. Just his general left, I think, there, which we'll probably target. But as you can see, there's a lot of fresh SPQR infantry attacking my Julioid infantry here. Now, whether that's going to make a difference or not, I don't know. Mystique has brought a lot of that Scipioid infantry over here now to this flank. Right, let's just pause the game for a second. Okay, so remember, we are the blue, the red, and Greek cities. Okay, blue, red, Greek cities. We're up against purple and Carthage. Okay, up against purple, Carthage there. Alright, so, and of course, they're quite, there's still some of their units left, and of course the green Brutoid as well. Okay, but the green Brutoid infantry have basically been taken out, but their cavalry is still being a nuisance to us there. But as I said, here you can see we're up against the SPQR. Right, see my battle damaged cavalry. I'm going to charge it. I'm going for that SPQR cavalry general there, and bang! As my battle damaged cavalry smashes in there. I'd love to have taken out that SPQR general, but I just don't think I had the numbers to be able to do that. But as you can see here, I'm bringing back several of my infantry units there, like I was chasing cavalry round with, and going into those SPQR units there. Okay, so remember, the enemy are Carthage there, and they're moving a lot of their units forward, and the SPQR and Brutii. Okay. Okay, we've taken out, it looks to me like we've taken out the SPQR general there. But you can see a lot of Carthage Sacred Band. See that SPQR cavalry coming in, being a nuisance to us there, smashing into our units. If you notice, I've turned my infantry to face the threat of that cavalry. We've still got some very battle-damaged Greek city units left there, which I'm guessing will face the Carthage Sacred Band. But as you can see at the moment, if you look around the battlefield, you can see the enemy have got a cavalry advantage. This is a nice hit by Mystique's cavalry straight into the rear of those SPQR. Now that was a great cavalry hit there by Mystique. Okay, Mystique has taken out the SPQR general unit and the SPQR Eagle unit as well. So we've taken out a heck of a lot of morale from that SPQR army. Okay, so that could be good for us. We could start routing those SBQR troops. But there, if you notice, there is a lot of enemy Sacred Band spearmen still left. So we need to take out these SBQR troops as fast as we can and then turn our attention onto those Sacred Band units. But the enemy do have a definite cavalry advantage. Now, whether that will prove pivotal and decisive towards the end of the battle, we would just have to wait and see. As I say, this was a grinding, attritional battle right from the start. Right, see that Bruto cavalry? A lot of that Bruto cavalry coming in and bang! Smashing into my Julii infantry there. Now, that is a lot of Bruto cavalry left for this stage of the battle. As I say, that could prove pivotal and decisive as we move further into the battle there. You can see Mad King moving his Carthage Sacred Band forward there, but I'm glad to say we've managed to rout most of the enemy SBQR infantry at this stage. Okay, if you look, you'll see most of the enemy. I think there's one SBQR unit left, so we've done very well there. Bearing in mind we were having our centre smashed in not long ago, I think we've managed to maybe turn things around here possibly. But as I say, there's a lot of enemy Sacred Band left there. Right, you can see this Bruto cavalry coming in again. As I say, at this stage of the battle, that's a lot of cavalry to have left. And bang! As he's targeted one of my Julii units there. But if you notice, I've turned my infantry to face that threat. But all my infantry now are extremely battle damaged. Okay, like most of all the other units of all the but both teams here were all extremely battle damaged here. As I say, this is an attritional grinding down battle here. Okay, so that's my general just been taken out. Okay, so I've lost my general morale bonus there as the enemy are moving forward. Let's say if you look at the enemy Sacred Band, you can see there's a lot of them left there. And looking at how many Sacred Bands left, I would think that the battle will be over soon. As I'm pretty sure those that many Sacred Band will go on to win the battle there. I think there's so many of them there. I don't think our team has got much of a chance against them. Let's say you can see that Mystique has put a couple of units in Testudo there to try, as I say, to break up and slow down any attack by spears or pikes. You can see Mystique here attacking the Sacred Band units there. You can see there's a couple of Greek city units, very battle damaged there, I think have rallied and come back into the fray. But as I say, there's a lot of enemy cavalry still roaming the battlefield here, still doing damage to our units, picking them off, if you see what I mean, weakening them all the time. So I'm trying to engage the Carthage Sacred Band in the rear and the flank as much as I can, but having lost my general and all my units are tired and very battle damaged, my units may start to rout. I hope they don't, but they may well start to rout soon, especially with Bruto cavalry coming in and bang! As I say, that's a lot of cavalry. They don't look a lot, but at this stage of the battle that is a lot of cavalry, and that could really swing the difference there as the battle keeps going. See, Mystique still got a couple of cavalry units left there, very battle damaged, the same as the enemy cavalry there. Let's see that SBQR cavalry charge into one of Mystique's last cavalry units there, routing that unit. As I say, remember we're Greek cities, Red, Julii and Scipii, okay? So you can just see there. Now, if you were a gambling person there, which way do you think this battle is going to go? I think I'm looking at the enemy Sacred Band and I'm thinking they're probably going to go on to win this. Don't what you think? See that Bruto cavalry, bang! Going for Mystique's general. Nice hit there by the Bruto cavalry, looking to take out Mystique's general there. As I say, remember, you lose your general, you lose your morale bonus, your general morale bonus there. So again, another Bruto unit trying to take out that Mystique's general. But as I say, you can see this is a very attritional, close battle. It could go either way. But I'm looking at the enemy team and I'm thinking probably going to go their way there. Okay, so there's a close-up of Mystique's general. One man left, and that's the general left in that general unit. There's another Scipio unit there as well. But I think that the general is the only one left in that general unit there. Right, you see he just got knocked down. I'm guessing he's going to get back up. Yeah, because the flag's still flying there. Yeah, can you see? So there's that brave Mystique's Scipio general there against all those Sacred Bands. See how he's fighting, still continuing to fight against all those Sacred Band. And those, make no mistake, those Sacred Band are really trying to kill him there. That Sacred Band general is really concentrating on Mystique's general. How long can that general last? He took another Sacred Band spearman down there. Do you see that? He's been knocked down again. Is he going to get up again? Is he still fighting there? I think he's still fighting there. They finally got him. A brave Scipio general there just went down. Now, will that make the difference towards the end of the battle? No morale bonus for our troops now at all. As you can see there, as I say, don't forget the enemy at this stage are Carthage. Okay, and we at this stage is just a few Greek city units and some Scipio units left here. As I say, this battle is going to go right down to the wire, and it'll be interesting to see. But looking at how many Sacred Band are left there, I would say probably it will be the Sacred Band that's probably going to win this here for the other team. And don't forget, the Sacred Band have still got their general left, give him morale bonus as well. But as I say, right from the beginning of this game, when we saw so many spear units on both teams, we knew it was going to be an attritional, grinding down battle, and I think that's what it's been here. Nice hit into the rear of that engaged Sacred Band unit by Mystique there, but I think here, looking at the numbers here, looks like Trajan's last Greek city unit's just been routed there, I think. That last Spartan unit. You can see Trajan's thrown in a Cretan archery unit there. See, they've got their swords drawn there, all to attack against those Sacred Band spearmen. But it's light infantry against heavy infantry there. So that I think that Cretan archery unit will pretty soon rout against all those Sacred Band spearmen there. There's a close-up of the fighting. And as I say, that unit's just been routed there, and that last Scipio unit I feel will probably rout as well against all those. There you go. Yeah. So well done to the enemy team there, well played, great battle there, good tactics there. We just want to pause again for a second to show the intensity of the battle. Remember over on our right flank there, where Mystique and myself try to take out all that Brutii infantry to get in behind the enemy team and draw enemy reinforcements over to this flank to try and ease pressure on our centre. And then here in the centre that you can see where the Spartans and the Carthaginians were fighting. And then further up here you can see the piles of dead there, where it was really intense, that part of the battlefield, and then over here as well. So actually it wasn't a massive battlefield that the battle was fought on there, but where it was fought you can see the piles of dead. Just bears testament to how intense the fighting was. Look at what's left in Mad King's unit. 10 men in his units, 4 men, 3 men, 8 men, 2 men. It just goes to show how attritional this battle was here. He's got a few more men left in his general unit there, but as you can see there, by the few men that he's got left in his units, you can see how, as I say, grinding down this battle was. When we saw those spear units, I guess that's what we thought would happen anyway. So there we go. Just like I say, really well played to the other team there. As you see, it was a close defeat, as I guess we thought it would be. As I say, really well played to the other team. Just like to draw your attention to the highest kills. Mad King with his Carthage Sacred Army, 1,829 kills. Well done from Mad King there. Really well played. And also second best kills, Mystique, 1,729. Really good kills from Mystique as well there. Really well played. And also Trajan, 1,669 kills as well. So there's some great kills on both teams here, I think. I think if you look at AURELIUS as well, 1,452, some more good kills. So it was great kills on both teams there. So really well played to everybody in the game there. I like the diversity as well. Unusual to see 2 Greek cities, 2 Romes, and 2 Carthage and 2 Romes in 2 different teams. I thought that was quite interesting. And as I say, it wasn't so much of as a tactical battle as a grinding down attritional battle, which I hope you found quite interesting as well. So I just thought 2 Carthage, 2 Romes against 2 Greeks and 2 Romes was an interesting combination for you to watch. I say, so really well done to Brotherhood member Mad King, to Brotherhood member BARC, to core leader FIRSTPRIME, and Brotherhood member AURELIUS. Really well played, guys. Nice attacking, how can I say, smashing through the centre kind of attacking there. Sledgehammer attacks there. Really well played. But also really well played to Mystique STEVELONGSHANKS and TRAJAN. Really well played. I thought that was a really good teamwork effort there. So once again, Spartan Commanders, and hope you enjoyed the battle. See you soon, and bye for now.